I refuse to let exhaustion be the reason for me not to reach all of my goals and my dreams. Made a plan with a friend a couple days ago to get up and work out. And I want to share what that experience was like in case you're a mom who's also trying to figure out how to get healthy and just make small steps to get healthy.
Big is about to happen. It was just a normal day. His name gets called. Actually, it was a big deal. Historians tell 1,000 priests serving at that time. An angel shows up out of nowhere. Disappointment had aged him. Zachariah was old. I know where they are. All the old people across every location make some noise. All the young people make some noise. Some of you know which category you're in. Because I have met some people who are young in their age, but when it comes to their faith and their spirit, old. I've seen it, heard this before, been there, done that, and I have met some people in their faith and they need each other to talk together. Can you believe God is mighty? Watching be like Zachariah, who doubted God's ability. Be like Mary. Said, I don't know how, but I believe you can do it. Mary. Matter of fact, have a Merry Christmas. You are mighty, and you're still able to meet me right where I am. If you'll do that.
You, even though no one's going to buy that middle column, it's probably the most important thing that's there because it's what's going to convert people.
In case you're a mom who's also trying to figure out how to get healthy and just make small steps to get healthy and just take it one day at a time. I am not going to be that person in the past where I used to like, well, I'm going to get healthy in X amount of time and most likely I could succeed at it because I didn't have all these other things. I have a kid, right? So I want to share what I did today and also how I'm feeling because I think that that's pretty much the best way for me to feel like whatever I set my mind to do, right? We're constantly going to be, if you're breastfeeding, you're constantly needing to re-up your energy. You're constantly needing to... Show me, amor. You hungry? You want more food? Just a sec. There we go. I have some notes here that I wrote. I think it'll be easier than me trying to speak from my mind. So here's what I did. We'll talk about what I did and then my energy and whatever. So my friend Kathy, she doesn't mind I mention her name, but anyway, she said, I actually came to her and I said, oh, I haven't been feeling my best. I just feel like I have so much body pain. And she has 4 kids. They're a little bit older already. I think her youngest is 7 is what she said, and her oldest is 13. Been experiencing body aches and back pain and my knee pain and ankle pain, whatever. And I love every person that I've been vulnerable with and sharing this with. They've just been so uplifting. And I know that's God's grace. And I told her I'm breastfeeding. I'm also still co-sleeping with her. And I want to go for as long as it feels good. And feeling good is not the best. I don't know if it's the best gauge, right? But I guess what I'll say from now on is as long as God thinks it's good for us to continue to do, I'm going to continue doing it. So it's like, oh, Fanny, breastfeeding is tiring. It depletes you. You really need to focus on eating good things. And no, actually, that's not what she said. She told me, you want to work out? Let's do it. Actually, that's what she said. Somebody else gave me the other advice that I was telling you. And she's like, oh, I have this app. I've been also wanting to get back into shape. And we'll get on a Zoom call and do it together or whatever. This workout. I was like, oh my God, this is an answered prayer, literally. Because I've just been always the cheerleader for other people. And it's nice to have someone else be the cheerleader for me. And I know this is God's grace because I don't know, I've always looked up to her. She's such a positive light and she has many kids. To me, many kids is already more than one, but she has 4 and she looks great. Like, family is growing. Her kids are so well behaved and she has a beautiful marriage. There's just a lot of things that I look up to her, and to have her be my cheerleader, it just feels really good. So anyways, this morning I texted her. I was like, hey, so are you ready to work out? She's like, oh, I'm enjoying my sheets a little longer. I was like, perfect. I was thinking the same thing. So I just stayed in bed for a little bit. Catalina, my baby, she was already up for half an hour, but I was just enjoying the bed a little. And anyway, my move to wake up was that I heard her poop in her diaper. So I was like, that's it, we're up. So I texted, I was like, hey girl, so we're gonna get up because she pooped, so I have no option. And she's like, all right, I'm gonna get up too. So whatever, I got her dressed. We said we were gonna meet at 7, but I think it's good to have an anchor time, but still be disciplined with that, because otherwise you can say 7 and then it's like 9 a.m. I set an alarm just to slowly start waking up 15 minutes before 7 and just went with the flow. Just let God guide the process and not be so stuck on when are we gonna start, whatever. So she's like, oh, I'm gonna make a little tea and maybe we can do a devotional before working out. I was like, oh. So I did that too. I made a tea, put the baby in her play area, which is just like our play gym that we have here at home. And then I was like, all right, I'm ready. And then we met. So we read John 1 verse 12 and we just read it, and she said like, oh, let's just meditate on it and pray on it. So that's what we did, and we discussed. And then after a little bit of time, I was like, listen girl, she's gonna get fussy at any moment, so I feel like we should do the workout, and then if we have a little time after, we can talk more. And she's like, perfect. So she called me, we did a FaceTime, we did the workout, and it felt great. I honestly have a good amount of energy right now, so I feel really good. 2 of her kids joined, which was so cute. They were like, Fanny, this is how you do it. Da-da-da. Hey, you want more? You want me to talk to you? I can talk to you. So after the workout, we discussed that verse a little bit longer, and it was really good. Then she sent me some videos that I guess the message that she heard yesterday for Sunday, and I watched it while making breakfast. So we hung up the phone. We ended up on a great note, and I just felt this burst of energy, positivity, because a lot of times I feel like when I wake up from a night of sleep, I'm focused on the negative. Oh, I didn't sleep enough. Oh, I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling hungry. And realizing that those are things that my flesh is pushing for me to focus on, rather than God's blessing. What can I actually be grateful for? And after we worked out, I watched the video that she sent, which was amazing. I'll put a link in my bio if you guys want to watch it. We're now in Catalina's play area so that she can be doing something while I talk. That's always the key, for her to be entertained with something that she wants to do. But sometimes I forget. So what I was saying is, yes, what do you want? You want your maraca? Look at the maraca. So what I was saying, doing that combination of waking up, doing the devotional, working out, and then I made breakfast. That was totally key. And I'm trying to follow, well, I'm following. I'm taking the word trying out of my vocabulary because trying, it's either you're doing it or you're not. So I'm not in limbo. So I am following Dr. Stacy Sims saying that for women, it's really important from the time you wake up to the time you eat breakfast. You should do it within 90 minutes. So that was pretty much the case. Pretty close to it too. So I had breakfast and I feel great. I feel like I have clarity of mind. So my point with all of this is I want to get healthy, right? But I can't do it as I would with the same approach that I would have before I was a mom, because it's just not reality anymore. I have to figure out within the confines of, maybe that's not a right thing to say because I know everything is possible with God, but I have a baby now, so it's not just taking care of me, it's taking care of her as well. And many times I feel like as a mom, I have to prioritize her well being over mine. But in reality, she's little now, but it doesn't mean that her body isn't receiving what I am projecting. And I know that my nervous system regulates her nervous system. So I have to do things that are going to help regulate my nervous system so that she can be in a great spirit and positive and whatnot. So it's a lot of it is wiring how I am approaching well-being now as a mom. And my biggest approach, my biggest shift is being God-centered and letting him lead me, because there was a reason why I felt that I didn't want to do this alone anymore. That came to me super strong about, she's 8 months right now, about 5 months postpartum. She's gonna be 8 months in 2 weeks. So about 5 months postpartum, I got this feeling like I don't want to do things on my own. And it's because I've been part of the whole self-help movement through meditation and the books that I was reading and whatever, without knowing that all of those books, those thoughts, they stem from God because he created everything. He created the universe. I used to pray to the universe, but the universe was created by God. The universe is a thing. It's not God. That's been the biggest shift, and asking God to lead me and help me rebuild community with people that also love him too, and help me rebuild my life in the way that he wants me to rebuild it, because I truly believe that me becoming a mom was the biggest opportunity for me to finally get close to God again and read the Bible and let him be the one to power me and empower me. He's the reason I can become empowered. Without him, I'm not. Like, it's a delusion, literally. So just to summarize, what I told my friend Kathy, that first we wake up, we'll do the workout, or maybe we can read whatever the devotional is, the verse is for the day, do the workout, so then we're doing the workout already thinking about it, and then discuss. I'm going to text her that actually. And then make a nutritious breakfast, because at least for me, you want to talk too. Because for me, that is going to help fuel my breastfeeding, which I want to continue doing while working out. And a couple other things I wrote down, and this is just, I'm very new at this, you guys. We're going to take this day by day. This is not like, oh, in 6 months I'm going to be blah, 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 because it's God's timing, not mine. So the one thing I'm also taking away is last night I marinated some meat so that I can have some meat prepared in my fridge, and that way today when it's close to lunchtime, all I have to do is take my protein out, leave it out so that it gets to room temperature. That's how I like to cook my meat. And then cook it in the pan, and I already have some other sides. So at least every night, make sure I have one protein that's seasoned. And then another thing is having some easy but yummy snack ideas for when I'm feeling tired, or 3 p.m. is usually when I'm like, or taking a nap with her, right? That's another thing is that's been really great while I was in Dominican Republic. Almost every day I took a nap with her, and that fueled me for the rest of the evening, and I was still in like good mental spirits. Because y'all, I don't know, postpartum negative thoughts are like woof. And I know that's the enemy now, like has a name. It's everything that God is not. And up to me to determine those thoughts as not being God and rebuking them, and just like super vigilant over the negative thoughts, because it doesn't just affect me, it pours over into my entire family, and that's my responsibility, nobody else's. How I react, how I speak, how I act, those are things that need to lead like Christ would. So let me write here. Other ideas are snack ideas and continuing nap with baby girl. And we'll kind of where the day takes us. So I don't think I'll film more because otherwise I'm gonna get overwhelmed editing. So I also need to be disciplined with not over filming, because then it's just so overwhelming for me to edit at night. So moving forward, I'm doing my best here. It's okay. One day at a time. Anyways, I will talk to you tomorrow and let you know how the rest of the day went. Bye.